What is up, fellow Astroneers? Ducky Obrien here, and welcome to episode 2 of my Astroneer playthrough on a new save file. I had some technical difficulties and I lost about an hour's worth of footage. So I'm just recording after after that, because there's no way to get that back, which I'm a little sad about. But yeah, I'm just gonna walk you through what I managed to accomplish. So basically, the main thing that I wanted to do was set up power to my base and get my smelting furnace and my soil centrifuge up and running. And in order to do that, you need to research a few things. So basically, what you gotta do is use your small generator and put it on the platform and just stack in a lot of extra organics, as much as the platform will fit. And it will auto feed organics into the small generator. So let me just show you a quick example of what I mean by that. The first thing I would recommend unlocking with your bytes is the large platform B. It's pretty much the foundation of any base I build. It's also my favorite platform, other than the extra large platform C, in terms of its versatility. Okay. Just need one organic. Into the trees. By the way, the creative update is out for Astroneer, and I highly recommend checking it out because it is absolutely fantastic. And if you take a look at Reddit, you can see already people are creating works of art in the game. They're quite lovely to behold. Alright, so if you put a small generator on a platform and an organic is just lying around anywhere on the same platform, once it's done, it will auto-load into that small generator, so it'll just keep feeding in. And it's ideal if you have a large platform B with these medium storage trays and just have them chock full of organic. And you're gonna use that the best you can to power one research chamber until you get enough bytes to get the large platform B unlocked, which is going to take 500 bytes, and then you're going to want the small wind turbines unlocked as well, which is also 500 bytes, which I unlocked already. And then after that, you're going to want to unlock the centrifuge and the smelting furnaces, which I already unlocked, as you can see. Also, they don't cost that much as well. I believe they're 250 bytes. So yeah, I would highly recommend getting the platform first and then putting on small generators. You'll need about 4 to 6 depending on how many things you have running. Have medium trays on the side like this, so they'll auto load the small generators, and then have that power a research chamber, and then build your smelting furnace, and then your soil centrifuge. You're gonna need aluminum to build the soil centrifuge, and I got a bunch over here that I got from a cave. And if you want to make a cave system, I highly recommend digging downwards from your base until you hit a cave. I would not go look for one. It's just the quickest way. Always either tether down or bring a platform with a generator on it, an oxygenator. Sorry, pardon. And here I was digging up a lot of compound, a lot of resin. I got a lot of zinc over here. There's a lot of aluminum over there, called laterite and sphalerite, respectively. Probably reversed the order there, but who cares? And there you have it, and now you have enough materials to build a shuttle. The only thing I'm lacking is research. So you can go in the caves and look for it, which will give you higher value research the deeper you go. Or you can look for it on the surface, doesn't really matter. And what I like to do is, if I go digging and I don't have a tractor, I prefer to not drive if I can, because the terrain is bumpy. Is I just bring a platform like this, a large platform B, just full of medium storage trays, and I just carry that around. Since I don't really have research going on right now, I'm just gonna take this with me. Let's go look for some research. So again, the main concern for a base is setting up enough power. So since I have a centrifuge, it would be wise to carry a lot of empty canisters, just so you can dig up the dirt, store it in the canisters, and then convert it to a material later if you want to. Okay, I guess I need an oxygenator, so I'll have to lose one storage tray. Alright. Gonna look for research, medium power generators if they have any available, as well as any other. Solar cells would be awesome. A battery would be awesome if you can find it. Just gonna wander around. Also, I built a large tower with a beacon on it. The reason being, if the beacon is on ground level, you cannot see it quite easily if you are far away. But if you have it on a long pillar like this, much easier to see. Quality of life improvement I would recommend to the devs is the beacons being visible from anywhere on the planet, or at least most of the planet, so that you can just go, never be lost ever again. Just having one beacon visible would be nice, your base beacon. Okay. I don't have a shredder yet, which requires iron, and we don't have iron yet, so we're just gonna go look for salvage that's usable. Okay. See, I don't remember if I unlocked packagers before I quit. I did. You're gonna want packagers unlocked, which cost 1,000 bytes. And then having oxygen canisters will give you a little bit of freedom. So I highly recommend getting these as well. And now you can move around a lot more easily. You don't have to always be stuck to your platform or your tether line. Is that just compound? What is that? Yes. My eyes are failing me. Anyways, yeah, that kind of sucked. I lost a lot of footage. Nothing I can do about it. Just live and learn, right? Oh, I made a mistake. I should put a beacon on my platform so I don't lose sight of it as well. Different colored. I usually keep my base beacon blue, and then just a spare beacon for anything else that I'm using at the moment. I highly recommend using beacons, prevent you from losing things. Hey. Now we're probably gonna want to unlock the solar cell and the battery, small solar cell, because we can get copper from Silva, usually located in the mountains. You aren't gonna use a lot of resin in the very beginning. Might as well get that. Also, you have a compass on the ground if you hover over your character. You can kind of use that to keep track of which direction you're going, and just go the general opposite direction if you want to find your base. If you're traveling in a straight line. So it might look inconvenient holding this platform everywhere you go, but the amount of storage space you get at the very beginning is completely worth the hassle. You don't have to make trips back and forth as much, and that alone is worth it. And keep in mind with the soil centrifuge, 1 canister full of soil will give you 4 resin. So if you don't want to ever mine resin again, you just have to dig up dirt and you can get a bunch of resin. Keep in mind converting resources from dirt. It takes longer than mining the actual resource itself, but it's more convenient in that you don't have to go look for it and you don't have to bring it back. So there are some advantages, but time is not one of them. Speaking from experience, because I I have a soil to scrap production line making medium wind turbines, and it's very convenient in that you don't have to move really anywhere, but it does take a lot longer. Okay, I think I have enough resin. Let's go see if we can find some research and goodies. Okay, you get more research if you put it in the research chamber, even the small guys. Okay, I see some wrecks there. Just have to leave this close enough so I won't die. I'm looking for functional power generation items. Yeah, it's better than nothing. Standards, mediocre. Very mediocre haul. As you can see, I can still see my beacon. This is the benefit of putting it on a large pillar, so I highly recommend doing that. Because if you see the other beacon, it's only down here. My shelter beacon. Again, the recommended research route for my personal self would be to unlock the large platform B first. And then you can use that to power a bunch of small generators and have it auto-load organics in the very beginning to run research chambers, and then you can start unlocking other things. The small wind turbine first will make it a little bit easier to power your base. And then after that, it's pretty much anything you want. I highly recommend getting the smelting furnace and the soil centrifuge early. They're incredibly useful and necessary. And after that, it's pretty much whatever you feel like getting. Yeah, power generation is probably the thing that is going to be the most annoying when you first start playing. Alright. There are no wrecks whatsoever. I see one. Also, I don't see my beacon, so let's be careful. Not get lost. To head east. And selection tool is a little wonky sometimes. Yeah, beacon would definitely help. I'm gonna build one for my platform later. This field of resin. Call it macaroni. It looks like mac and cheese a little bit. I have food names for almost everything. I have I call lithium spaghetti. I call the titanite broccoli. Let's see what else. Quartz, when it's refined, I call cotton candy because it looks like cotton candy. And my base is here. I just have to go about northeast to get back to base. Perfect. I should have built some packagers to bring research back. Hindsight is 2020. Alright. I don't think there's really anything here, but it's worth exploring further. Some graphite, perfect. So the cursor will tell you if there's like a resource hiding underneath the ground. It'll have the icon of it, and you can check the icon in the Astropedia. The icon is right here for each resource, so you're never lost as to what it is. Uh-oh. Running a little bit low on oxygen. Alright, so here's what we'll do. We'll make some packagers and some glass canisters, and then we'll be on our way. See, I'm not sure if I can run to my base from here and make it. It'd be funny if it fell into a hole and I lost it forever. That would not be pleasant. Alrighty. I have to dump my resources off anyway, so just bringing this with us. Imagine, so when I first started playing, I started playing it when it was 1.0 released. I would carry each individual research item back, the big ones. I was happy when I found one, but later, when I learned about packagers, I was like, oh my god, it saves so much time. Why was I carrying each one individually back? Or you can juggle it as well like this. This is definitely faster than carrying each one back. Just holding it like this. Alright, we're back to base. So I think if I use 2 generators here and then store organics down here, it should be enough to power the research chamber along with the wind turbines. See, this is what I mean by auto loading. Once it's started, it will auto load once it's used up. It's perfect. Alright, still have space, so what I'll do is in the beginning you can just interchange these things because you want research really fast. You don't want to waste time on it. See, there's still enough power along with the wind. I have a feeling when the wind is off it won't be enough, so we'll just keep that running. Alright. Before that though, we need some glass. Oh, I can't use this. Make some canisters. and just always make sure dirt is a valuable resource. So you might as well use it. Okay, take that back off, put this back on. And then I need to smelt this into glass. See, this looks like cotton candy, in my opinion. It's a little bit of a stretch, but very sharp, pointy, unpleasant cotton candy. Running out of power. Take that off for now. You can also use oxygen filters, which are incredibly handy. Just make sure you keep track of them because it's easy to run out. It's easy to not pay attention and then run out of filters and you're like, whoa, where am I? I need oxygen. Yeah, that's done. Let's put this back on. Okay, so these tanks are reusable. That's why I really like them. And it extends your range quite a bit. 2 is the perfect number, in my opinion. Alright, let's dump our resin here. Yeah, you need a lot of resin. Large platform B takes 3. A medium storage tray takes 2. And you're going to be using that until you lock the medium silo, which takes 2 titanite. Alright, let's save too. Save every once in a while. You never know if the game is going to crash. Usually it doesn't. But I have heard of other people's games crashing, so I would just save once in a while. Just to be safe, you know? Always save. Alright, let's go head off into the horizon. Okay, might as well make use of this. So the best combination of power early on when you don't have RTGs, I would recommend getting 4 medium wind turbines and then 4 medium solar cells and then hook them up to 4 batteries. And that should be more than enough power generation for your base, or a small base. If you're doing anything crazier than that, I would recommend getting RTGs. The solar cell, the big one, is actually probably the highest power item generation in the game. Yeah, how many units per second it generates, but it's quite high. RTGs only do 4. Oh, packagers, right. What am I doing? Let's get some. Let's just remove this, make some space. So these are incredibly handy. You just simply put it on an item and then it will compress it into 1 storage slot. Some items will turn into 2, some will turn into 4 depending on how big they are originally, but research fits into 1 slot, so it's incredibly handy. Okay, then we have enough. We're gonna grab a few pieces of research and we'll call it a day, and we'll soon be ready to go to Glacio. Now I'm probably gonna wanna get some solar cells by getting copper from the mountains, and we'll try to scrounge up some batteries, and then we can set up a research station in Glacio. Aatrox does have better research, but I don't like Aatrox, so not like this. Oh, that was a close call. That was a close one. This is why I don't like driving. You get moments like this where you're just stuck. That was a close call there. Oh. those little tiny crevices that are extremely tricky. Alright, now where was that? Let's cover this up, you know? What a dangerous place. Oxygen filters, nice, we can use these. Also, these things give an incredible amount of scrap. Recommend taking these. Alright. Just simply place it on the item that you want to package, activate it, and voila, you have a small, tiny item. These are not reusable, so you can only use it one time. Okay, might as well get the graphite here. I think one canister gives you, one full canister of dirt will give you one graphite, so definitely worth it. I think ammonium is the worst. One full canister will give you nothing. You need 2 full canisters to get you 1 ammonium. This is where you need to drill, so if you're digging a little bit slow to your liking, you need to drill mod. Drill mod 1 only takes ceramics, so you can totally use it. The only downside is that you need power to use mods in terrain manipulator. So you're gonna need either a vehicle with a power source attached to it, a power source attached to your backpack, or a power source and an oxygenator attached to your platform of choice, and then any tether lines attaching to those things will provide power. Okay. This place. There's quartz! That's what I was looking for last time, before my save file crashed. I mean, my OBS recording crashed. Oh well. Just gonna check this wreck here real quick, see if anything of use is available. Oxygen filters are a-okay in the very beginning. As you can see, I am lasting quite a bit thanks to my oxygen canisters. So these little wrecks usually contain resources or modules that you can't get early on, so worth exploring. Okay, got a small generator, glass, graphite. I guess might as well take everything. You can always scrap it later. Oh, copper! Here we go. Totally worth. Now I can build a solar cell, which is more reliable than just having wind alone. No! Don't roll down, please. Okay. Treacherous gravity is one of your worst enemies in this game, along with plants. Look at that, I only used up 1 canister of oxygen while I was doing all of that, when I would have run out already. It's just, you know, just making it safer, because it's dark and you can't really see that well. Don't want to fall into like the tiniest crack and die. Let's bring this a little bit closer. This is the value of having storage available. You just don't have to go back as often. Alright, I think that was a good haul for a short excursion out. We shall return. Yeah, the icon says there's graphite underneath here, so let's stick it up a little bit. And it's worth getting because you're gonna need to use a lot of packagers. It makes life convenient. And you don't have to dig up dirt. Alright, so in order to get ready for my glacial trip, what I'm gonna have to do is collect all the power generation items that I can, all the packagers that I can, and then we're gonna go build a base in Glacial, and then just grind research out until we have everything that we need unlocked, and then we'll start traveling around to other planets. I think it's just worth it because you spend less time overall on getting research if you just grind it out early on. It doesn't take that long to get a lot of bytes on Glacial. And you don't need everything unlocked in the game from the get-go, just some key things that make life a lot easier. Like the rover and a large shuttle, hydrazine, the jetpack, all of that stuff. And Glacial gives a really high return on research, so we shall go there. While being pleasant. Aatrox is not pleasant. Alright. So I don't bother making storage units, because I know I'm gonna transfer to medium silos. So just dump everything in the same general area by block type. Okay. Is this scrap? This is research. I really like how the game is designed because they have little icons, little graphics to tell you everything. You don't really need like a user interface that's kind of in the way and in your face. Let's unpack it. There you go. You got research now. Alrighty. And we'll end it there. We're getting super close to being able to go to Glacial. Now I built all of these turbines by converting dirt into quartz and then smelting that. I couldn't find any in the caves when I went. So yeah, just use the soil centrifuge. It's really handy. Alright, yeah, I think this is a pretty good place we're in right now. I prefer to have solar cells as well as batteries, but now I can build one because I got a piece of copper. We'll probably look for more copper later. I think that's what I'll do next time. Yep. Alright. We have a reliable power source. I don't like using small generators because they burn through organic so quickly, so I want to get off of them as fast as possible. Alright, I think that's it, yeah. We're gonna get cancers, yeah. Again, just to recap a little bit, got the large platform B. This is gonna be the foundation of a really functional base. And basically you're gonna have a module in the middle and then medium storage trays on the side. So auto load, or you can transfer trays. Let's say you get something from the solar centrifuge and then you just bring it over to the smelting furnace, plop it down, auto load if the smelting furnace is active, and then you take the finished blocks and put it on a table which has a printing unit on it. It's that easy, it's that quick. You don't have to interact with every item, just a storage unit. So if you think modular in design, it really speeds up your gameplay. I highly recommend it. Alright, yeah, get this platform unlocked and then the wind turbines so that you don't always have to use small generators. It does provide a lot of power. As you can see, it's almost full. When there's no wind, obviously it's going to dip down quite a bit, which is why you want solar cells and batteries to store that power, and then you should be good to go. After that, I would get the smelting furnace. Go build a cave tunnel from your base so you don't have to search anywhere. and then bring back 1 aluminum, and then you can build a soil centrifuge. And then from the centrifuge you can get a lot of the resources that you need. After that, I'll recommend researching packagers and glass canisters, which will help you go out and get more research. And then, you know, if you don't have a tractor, I would just bring a platform, and you can carry a lot of things on it. If you have an oxygenator on it, it'll provide you with oxygen, and you can also tether from it as well, so it's very handy. After that, I would recommend researching solar cells, small batteries, and you won't be able to build it until you get lithium from Visenia, but that's fine. Alright, with that, I'm gonna end this session. Thank you so much for dropping by and watching. If you have any questions, comments, things you would like to see, please feel free to let me know down below. I'm gonna be linking my Discord as well if you want another avenue of communication with me. Got any ideas or things you want to see, I'll be more than glad to help. I should also probably link the official Astroneer Discord. The devs are really nice and actually talk to you if you type in their Discord. You know, it's kind of nice seeing that. It's crazy to me because you know, they're really busy working on the game, but they take the time to respond to you. They take the time to respond to you on Reddit as well. That's insane. Yeah, these devs are great. Anyways, thank you so much for dropping by and watching. I can't say that enough. I'm genuinely grateful because it's hard for me to get even 1 view. So the fact that you're choosing to give me even a minute of your time, I completely appreciate. I'm really grateful for that, because your time is the most valuable thing on this planet. Anyways, thank you. And once again, till next time.